chair, and let's pay our respects to the greats. Welcome back to Eddie B TV. I am, of course, Eddie B. Nice to see y'all. And we are back at you again today with another reaction video. And today is a sad day because we're going to get into someone that I haven't done before. I was going to eventually get to him, but oh man, might sound like typical of people, but I'm going to get to him now because unfortunately he's not with us anymore. We're going to get into some Norm MacDonald today. Yeah. Within the last couple of days, Norm MacDonald died. Apparently, for the last 9 years, he's had cancer. And nobody, according to what I read, nobody other than maybe a few select friends and family knew about it. And he still managed to do performances, make appearances and all that. I imagine that he still lived best like he could with the time he had left. So 61 years old, man. And I didn't have a clue. A lot of the fans didn't have a clue. Sometimes people might get like an idea based on someone's appearance or lack of appearances, you know what I mean? And but no, man, Norm MacDonald, man, he gone, 61 years old. And man, so many people before him that died earlier, some later, you know, and now he's on the list of greats that are no longer on this earth with us. But yeah, man, we're gonna get into a video from Norm MacDonald today, like I said, and this one's gonna be called Alcoholism. Now, the thing that I love the most about Norm MacDonald is that some people like to refer to it as deadpan delivery, but me, I just think that he's somebody who says things the way they need to be said, and he puts like this little apathetic type of voice behind it, you know what I mean? And you know, he just does his thing, man. He's always been like straight up in his comedic presence on stage, and that's what I've always liked about him. You know, I remember seeing him on so much stuff. You know, whether I think the first movie he ever did was Billy Madison, and he was also on a whole bunch of other stuff. He was on he did Death on Family Guy. That was always funny, man. I even liked the spot he did on Bob Saget's roast, you know, because that was, you know, nice little days they had on that Comedy Central roast. But yeah, man, I don't want to yap too much, man. I just want to give my salute to the great Norm MacDonald. Like I said, with one more time, Alcoholism. And if you like this reaction, please like, comment, and subscribe to your boy. Keep everything going. So yeah, man, let's get right into this one, man. Rest in peace to the great Norm MacDonald, man. You will be missed by very certain everybody that knew you personally and all the fans, man, because you were truly a great. And it sucks that we have to say some people are great when it's too late, but hey, man, I'm still gonna do my thing today. So let's get into it. Norm MacDonald, Alcoholism, right here on Eddie B TV.
Now this grimness. Although my buddy, I did want to say one thing about my buddy Richie, who has a disease, and but it's an interesting disease he has. He has the disease of alcoholism. And he came to me, you know, and he told me, and I like to look. I'm the kind of guy who likes to look at the bright side of things, you know. So I told him, I said, Richie, it's true that you have a disease and everything, but I think you got the best one.
Is it the best one?
It's the only disease where you get to drink booze all the time. I haven't looked at every medical journal, but I believe it's the only disease where you can constantly drink booze.
Okay, I get what he's saying.
As a matter of fact, that is the disease.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think Richie would think if he had a disease. Like, I don't think Richie would go to my Uncle Bert, go, hey, I understand you got bowel cancer. Ah, man, I know how you feel. I gotta drink a lot of booze. Those diseases, they're tough, those diseases, huh, Uncle Bert? Hey, what's your symptoms, Uncle Bert? Well, my bowel, I got blood pouring out of it all the time. I got bowel blood pouring out, gushing out of my bowel. almost nonstop. And I got searing, clawing pains, ripping, tearing, mind-screeching bowel pains. And they're combined with aching, dull, soul-deadening bowel pain.
Damn.
Those are basically my symptoms. How about you? I get happy. And, I tend to be able to talk to people easier, I find.
Oh, man. You goofy as hell for
Sometimes I will meet a lady at a bar, got the same disease as I do, and I'll fuck her. But, that's in the latter stages of the disease, Uncle Bert. You gotta realize that.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean, Uncle Bert? But no, but listen, man, I don't minimize what he does though, because he admits that he's an alcoholic and that he's weaker than a bottle, and that ain't easy to do. I couldn't do any of that shit. I'm too proud, you know what I mean? I got too much pride, like they say in the scriptures, pride goeth before the fall, and he can somehow, it's a very beautiful thing he does. He goes to Alcoholics Anonymous and he says, right in front of them, he says, he goes in front of a whole room full of people and he says, I am an alcoholic, which I know does not sound that anonymous. I didn't name the group, but sounds like the exact opposite of anonymous. Whatever.
Okay, he's right.
Like, to me, the alcoholics the anonymous alcoholics, to me, would be like you guys. I don't fucking know. I can't tell, But once you tell a whole church basement full of people, your cover's pretty well blown. But anyways, It still requires a lot of... The only thing they seem to be anonymous about, from the way I can gather it, is they won't tell you their last names. Anything else goes, But not the last name. No. Sometimes they'll say the first, they'll go, I am Richie and I am an alcoholic, or the first initial. They'll say, my name is Richie K and I am an alcoholic. Then anything goes. They're like, one time I remember I was under the influence of the demon rum and by God, I started punching my newborn in the face. Yeah. I looked down at my fist and it was all bloody with, I don't know what it was. It was either from my knuckles or my son's skull.
Damn.
I'm not telling you my last name. That's none of your beeswax. As far as I'm concerned, a man should have a little, Ever tell you about the time I blew a dog for a pint of gin? Ever tell you that? Oh, yeah, I did tell you. First initial's K, I'll give you that much.
Oh,
Richie K, but I'm not going to tell you the last letters. Plus, you can memorize my face. But other than that, I would like to keep this completely anonymous. If there was just a way I could...
That's real, I'll get into that.
And what better way to keep a secret, when you think about it, than tell a room full of drunks? That's not going anyplace,
That's real.
As soon as the guy has a relapse, hey, Richie blew a dog for a pint of gin. He told a whole bunch of us. All right. I understand the dog had some gin. What are you going to do? Oh, yeah. Richie K. You know Richie K?
That's what I'm talking about, man. Love this dude.
But I don't drink myself, It's not because I'm no big guy. I'm just afraid, I fear everything, And so I'm afraid to and stuff. But I used to. Now I don't drink. And when you're with people that drink, it doesn't work out. That's why that designated driver thing, I don't think ever worked out. I see ads for it again, like I think they're trying to resurrect that idea. But it's kind of a flawed notion, It's like, hey, Bill, listen. We were wondering if you'd come out with us. Here's the idea.
Okay.
We want to go out and drink. And then we were hoping you'd come with us and not drink. How's that sound to you?
Don't sound
We're
like
going to go
much
to a
fun.
bunch of different bars and drink, and then you come with us and not drink. Also, we're not going to be driving. You're going to pick us up at our different houses, go to a bunch of bars, not drink while we drink, and then drive us all home. How's that sound to you? How's that catch you?
Oh, man. Sounds like
I was like,
hell.
I don't know. What's the catch? It sounds too good. For some sort of...
Oh, shit.
But I don't drink, and if you don't drink, I'll tell you something, bars are not a lot of fun because, you know, when you think about it, fucking all it is you're just sitting at a big oak table for 4 hours. That's not fun unless you're drunk.
Why is that so true?
And then everybody else be drinking, you know what I mean? So their fun is going up and up and up, you know? It's rising. Their fun is escalating while your fun is staying exactly the same. And then by the end of the night, you don't even know what the fuck they're laughing about. Just everybody's laughing. And then they start resenting you for it. I've seen that, man. Drunk people do not want a not drunk guy there. I know that. I've been there so many times. It always ends the same. Guy comes up to you and goes, "Hey, what's the matter with you? Cheer up."
Yeah.
Then you're like, "Oh, no, I'm having a good time, too." Don't take a wild swing at me when I'm not looking. I'll be driving you home later.
That's happened
This is
too.
a lot of fun. Worst thing about not drinking is the sex, because if you're drinking, you can meet a girl, she'd be drunk, and then that very night, you can have sex with her, called a one-night stand. Now, if you're not drinking, I don't know if you've ever had a one-night stand dead clean sober, but I have, and it's not a lot of fun.
I'll get to that.
You get back to your apartment, you're like, "All right, I guess I'll take my trousers off now, ma'am." And no, I won't. Sorry about that. Well, goodbye. It's nice to meet you. I don't know what I was thinking. We're human beings. Once again, I apologize for the trousers incident.
God.
Very nice to meet you.
Oh, man.
Because booze, somehow, I don't know how it works, but it's some magic elixir where it takes away it makes you think that sex is not a dirty, filthy, shameful thing. I don't know how it does it, but it does it.
Sure
And
does.
in regular life, that's why sex is so tough to get going, because it's so shameful and filthy, and obviously meant only for procreation. And so when you do it, you know, and my friend was like, "Oh, there's nothing shameful about sex." But I was like, "Of course there is." Kind of, like, think about what you do before sex. You know what I mean? Like, you put the phone off the hook and everything like that. You make sure the kids aren't around, whatever, you know? You pull the blinds down, right? What's that? That's shame? That's what blinds were made for. Pull down, shame. You don't pull the blinds down when you're making a nice cherry pie for old Witta Hamilton, huh? I notice they stay up for that.
Oh, shit.
Poor old Witta Hamilton.
Oh, that's the end of that one. Okay. Well. That's what I'm talking about, man. It's, people say that's deadpan delivery, and like technically that may be true, but it's like, my goodness, man. It's like, can you imagine sitting down with someone like Norm MacDonald? I think we all have a Norm MacDonald type in our lives. You know, he could be your uncle, could be, you know, your brother, whoever, but it's like, he just says things the way that they ought to be said, but he says it in like this very sarcastic, very like nonchalant sort of voice, you know what I mean? And that's appealing to me, because whenever I look out into the world and see nonsense happening and somebody not doing something they should be, you know, I just look at them like, well, why don't you do this instead of doing that, because that is, you know what I mean? It's just like really pulled out. You pull out all of that emotion into what you're saying, and that's what he does in his act, you know what I mean? And it's something that I've always appreciated and been a fan of, even in the movies and TV shows he's been in and stuff. You know, it makes you feel just a little bit better, you know, about certain things, you know? And even in the little movies that he's been in where he just had cameos and stuff, he just put his flair into that role, even if it was just for like 30 seconds or something like that. So that's what he do, man. So Norm Macdonald with Alcoholism. And just to unpack a couple of things, when you talk about diseases, there's obviously levels to diseases. We all know that. But when people talk about being an alcoholic, man, it's like, it's something that I'm kind of half in and half out on it being a disease, you know, because if you get addicted to it, yeah, it can be very harmful, like a disease, you know. But, you know, sometimes I just wish, for the most part, that the brain would take over as opposed to the emotion of being a drunk, you know. I mean, I've been close, you know what I mean? I was really hard up on at tequila at some point in my life. I was really hard up on Crown. You know, now I'm just kind of like even in the middle. I get my drink on. Everybody knows I get my smoke on too. You know, it's just like my brain tells me when to chill, and I actually chill. So I really must have avoided that disease, man. I avoided it, man, and I feel really good about myself. At least I think I do. But yeah, man, that's how I feel about it being a disease part. Because when he's just like he said, it's a disease where you get to drink, because that's the disease. You're a drinker. You know what I mean? I did never understand how you can get that bad. I mean, well, obviously I understand it, man. Sometimes life can be that bad. You just want to escape. But, you know, just the willingness to get there, man, it takes true dedication, which also takes away from it being a disease more than a choice, because you dedicate yourself to that choice, and then, you know, things happen. You know, being a drunk means you get into a lot of DUIs probably. You probably are very violent and very standoffish with your people. And it's just, yeah, and that escalates the disease part of it, because it's a constant thing that you're doing because you're drinking so much. So yeah, but that's how I feel about it being a disease. But as far as other things that have to do with drinking, like the designated driver thing was hella funny when he said that, because I've been the designated driver, and I've also needed a designated driver, you know. And both sides to me, just because of how my brain works, you know, I know what he's talking about when not being the one that's drinking makes you like the dull one in the party and all that. But for me, nah, I kind of took it a different direction. Even if I'm not drinking, I'm smoking. If I'm not smoking, I'm drinking. Sometimes I'm doing both. Sometimes I'm not doing any, and yet still, I can be the life of the party if I wanted to be. So it's just kind of like a toss-up with different people when it comes to that. But yeah, that's what I feel about that. You know what I mean? This is like, I've met many of people when they see me not drunk, they're just like, dude, man, have a drink, bro. And I'm just like, I'm chill off the drink. I got my smoke. I'm drinking a Sprite. I'm smoking a Bleezy right now. Or if I'm sipping on something, somebody will bring a blunt to me, and I'll just take that off the bat, because it doesn't make you go any farther up. It brings you a little bit down for you to, like Eddie Griffin said, you don't go up, you don't go down, you maintain, you know? And so that's what I feel about that. I mean, I'm not trying to be the standout or somebody that's the exception to the rule, because there are exceptions. You know, I'm not trying to be, I just am, you know? So that's how I feel about that part. So as far as sex goes, man, to be blackout drunk, sex is not happening, at least with your knowledge of it actually occurring at that moment. But you know, like I'll smoke a little bit, I'll drink a little something. Females that I've been with in the past will do the same thing, not to really numb the shame or the disgust of it like he was talking about, but more or less just so I can just loosen myself up and let my body just, you know, do things freely, you know, because sometimes you get tense, you just tighten up a little bit, you look awkward, you're ruining the night and the mood. And so I think alcohol, a little bit of dro, a little bit of fire, a little bit of the cannabis can do the trick there. And but as far as shame with sex, man, there are people who do have a lot of shame with their sex, you know what I mean, because of freaky ass things they might be doing in their personal life. Me, I don't close the shades out of shame. I just do it because I'm pretty sure nobody or maybe a lot of people want to see me fucking, you know? Yeah, seems a little dangerous to me on a couple of levels, but either way, man, I'm down for what I do because it's just what I do. But yeah, man, gosh, I'm gonna wrap it up with that, man. So one more time, Norm MacDonald with Alcoholism. And if you like that reaction, please like, comment, and subscribe. Be a boy. Keep everything going, like I always say. And yeah, man, one more time, rest in peace to the great Norm MacDonald, man. For you to have cancer for 9 years, man. He was diagnosed 9 years ago, they said in the little news reports or whatever, things that I've read. And to keep it under wraps, man, and part of the reason is because he didn't want his, I think, if I'm wording this right, he said he didn't want to ruin the perception of him in his career. And you know what? I actually understand that, and I respect that, and I admire that for a couple of reasons. One, because he's not the first person to do that. I think, if I'm remembering this right, please tell me if I'm wrong, because I think I know this right. What was it, Kelly Preston? You know, she died recently, and I don't think anyone knew how sick she was. At least I don't think, because I didn't know. But and not only that, Chadwick Boseman, you know, he did I get his name right? Please tell me I got his name right. Yeah, I hope I did. Yeah, I didn't know he had any type of illness going on until I found out that he died one day, and that was a trip. And I think also Charlie Murphy, you know, I think nobody really knew that he was really that sick. I kind of got an idea that he was sick though when I saw him play his role as that corrections officer in Power. So I was like, damn, man, Charlie Murphy is small as hell now, man. Is he sick or something? And then sure enough, I found out that he was sick too. I think he had leukemia or something. I could be wrong about that too, but yeah, man, you know, it's just admirable because you don't want your career or your life to be about something that happened to you or something that you did when you were younger or for an illness that you have. And that, you know, that is, that's an admirable thing right there. So, you know, and it was his choice, you know, to disclose that information if you wanted to or didn't want to. So respect people's choices and don't sweat them for it, man. And just pay your respects to the man's body of work, man, because he did a lot of good stuff, man. He was always very funny. And I don't know what he was like in his personal life with friends and family or relationship or whatever, but I'm sure that he had his issues, but I'm sure he also took care of business too. So yeah, man, that's gonna be it for this one, man. One more time, rest in peace to Norm MacDonald. And man, I'm gonna be doing quite a few more things with him, hopefully in the upcoming weeks. I heard he did a lot of other spots. I know he was on SNL and he did that weekend update thing. I saw a couple skits of it, but I'm gonna do some of that too. Hopefully sooner than later. Got a lot of stuff to jumble up. I was supposed to do another video today, but then I was like, nah, man, I gotta do one with Norm MacDonald, man. Gotta pay your respects to the great. So yeah, this is gonna be Eddie B TV signing off one more again here. Another legend of comedy going. You can say it's too soon, you know what I mean? But for having cancer and being 61 years old, man, I'm sure he probably wrote it out as best he could. So one more time, like I keep saying, rest in peace to the great Norm MacDonald, and love and appreciate y'all. Peace.